Hi, good afternoon. Another beautiful sunny day. Happy Thursday, by the way. Jan the Urban Gypsy Crochet and Gigi, who's on the deck because it's a beautiful day. I've not got a lot to show you today, but I just thought I'd just come on and show you where I'm up to. I've not been very productive lately. Just this and that, I just haven't been in the mood. You know, you all get these moods, don't you? But I have got my rose-tinted glasses on today, so I'm hoping. And by the way, those of you who like my necklace, it's another of my eBay bargains, isn't it gorgeous? I love it. Right, as you know, I was making tea cozies. Well, a tea cozy, to be quite honest. That's the bit that's sticking out, isn't it? Yeah. So I sent away for a teapot because I didn't possess one. And I ordered one from Amazon. And not being au fait with what sizes things are, I ordered a 2-cup. Well, to me, that reminds me of when I used to play Dolly's tea parties. Does anybody actually use one that's that tiny? That is what they call a 2-cup teapot. Very sweet, very pretty, and I will make a cosy to fit it. But the cosy that I thought was going to fit it swamped it. So I went up to the charity shops, very small versions of your thrift shops. They're like a little tiny shop that sells things, and I managed to pick up a teapot. And this is the strawberries and cream. It's out of one of the tea cozy books. If you look back on my last video, you'll see the tea cozy pattern. It's actually knitted, but I was so terribly slow knitting this. I know you think I knit quick, but I was so terribly slow making this that now I've got my teapot. I'm going to be crocheting around it, but I must show you the teapot. I think the teapot is fabulous. It's never been used. You can tell it's never had tea in it. Isn't that gorgeous? Almost makes me want to start drinking tea. I think it's lovely. Look at that. You can tell it's never been used. I'm so happy with it. And it's Price and Kensington, so it's an English teapot by Pristine Pottery. Isn't that gorgeous? So I bet it cost a lot more than the £4 I paid for it. This one actually cost me £8, this one. This tiny little thing. And this is okay, it's a Price and Kensington, I never even realised that. It's a cream 2-cup teapot. For the best flavour, warm your teapot with hot water before use. If damaged, do not use, do not blue, do not what? Place on a hot surface, in other words, don't put it on the cooker. Dishwasher and microwave safe. An English teapot, what does it say at the bottom? Made in Thailand. Now that is a disappointment. Come on, Britain. Now I can take my little sticker off it. I refuse to have Made in Thailand on my teapot. Yeah, it's got Price and Kensington. Wouldn't you think if you're buying something that you think is British? You know, it's how disappointing is it that, you know, it's made in Thailand. Quite disappointing really, isn't it? But it's the same all over the world, isn't it, with everything? But that did it. Just reminds me of little kids. Would you like a cup of tea, Mummy? Would you like a cup of tea? I used to pay tea sets with my dolls and that, but mine of course were only plastic. I was never trusted with anything I could break. My mother's old teapot was a big old brown thing. Battered up old thing that had been through the generations. I dread to think what the inside looked like. It's a good job it was brown. Anyway, what I did get today... Oops! I ordered another tea cozy book that hasn't arrived. But what I'd forgotten I'd ordered was baby shoes. I love making baby things, and I thought maybe I might have more success if I made little things like baby shoes. And this is called Baby Shoes to Crochet. And Gigi's having a little bark. Fashionable Styles for Little Feet by Lucia Forthman. So, once again, I got it from Amazon. But, you know, you can get it from your local bookstore or wherever you happen to be. I can't remember how much I paid for it. It says $7.99 on the back of it. But maybe I did pay that, maybe I didn't. I can't remember. My short-term memory is shot, as you know. Right, it's got crochet basics at the front, which is good if you don't know how to. Although I really don't think that you'd be setting off making a pair of booties if you were a brand new beginner. But that's just me. Gives you quite a lot of, you know, ideas on half trebles, trebles, double trebles, tulip stitch and things like that. But what I do like is, I can't show you too much, is it's got diagrams for soles. I don't want to show you too much because I'm giving away, but it's actually got diagrams. I go completely haywire when I'm doing the sew. I can never get two soles that are the same size. So for every pair of booties, I usually manage to make 3 booties because I can only get 2 the same size with them. So this is great. It's got like 0 to 3 months, 3 to 6, and 6 to 9 months, and it gives you the actual diagram, which I'm so good about. Because it shows me where I'm going to put me, you know, me increases and where to put me plain, because that's where I go a bit wrong. So, I'm so happy about that. Anyway, this one says 4 Little Ladies, and that one is called Ballerinas. I'm not sure what you can see because the sun's gone in now. Ballerinas. I'm not quite keen on those because they don't have a strap to hold them on. I do like the ones that are on the front cover, the peep toes. It's got the pattern for that. I think they're all done in a double knit, I'm not sure. Oh God, I can't even pronounce that. Schneidermeyer Original Catania. I don't know what it is, but what size hook is it on? Oh, 2.5, so it's got to be quite fine, isn't it? Unless you do like a double knit and you do them on a firm hook to make them firm, you know, stand up on their own instead of flopsy. Well, they seem to be all done in this. How the heck do you pronounce that? Shash and Mayer Original Catania cotton, is it? Or is it? No, it doesn't say whether it's cotton or not. Is there any more instructions on the yarn? Not at the back, maybe at the front. I like to know what I'm supposed to be doing. I wish you'd give me some idea of the yarn that she's using. If any of you know what the yarn's double knitting or what it is, let me know. Whether it's cotton or whether it's acrylic or what it is, it doesn't say. I found a fault with the book. Found a fault. I'll have to look it up. If I look it up on Ravelry, I'm sure it'll tell me. Useful notes. Nope, still doesn't tell me what thickness of yarn it is. Instructions. No, so I'm in the dark as to what yarn it is. They're on a 2.5 hook, so theoretically you would think a fine, wouldn't you, like a fingering or a 4-ply, but maybe because the shoes, maybe you do them pretty stiffly, if you know what I mean. That says ankle strap ballerinas. Oh, somebody having a little scream. I do like those, they're called Mary Janes. They've got like a mock rib at the front of them. I thought at first they were knitted, but they're not. Those are sweet as well. They're called lace shoes. They're a bit like ballet slippers, aren't they? Oh, Mr. Sun has gone in. Now we got to the little boots, cowboy boots. They've done them in pink, so I suppose you could put cowboy boots on a little girl. But you do tend to think of cowboy boots as being for a little boy, don't you? Again, they're done in that wool again. Whatever original Catania is. Wouldn't mind if it told you if it was cotton or something. Those are hippie boots, or in other words, loopy top boots. And these say fur boots, but they're not exactly furry at the top. I suppose you could use some of the eyelash yarn around the top, you know, to make them a bit more furry looking. They're actually on the back cover as well. Now we've got sporty and cheeky boots. Trainers. Basketball shoes. It's good to have a substitute really, because most booties and things look very girly, don't they? And I suppose little boys do wear them. Hiking boots. Now I've got somebody in the distance using a circular saw. Do you know, it's so peaceful when I came out before. Now we've got summer sun sandals. Oh, these are called gardening shoes, but they're very reminiscent of like Crocs, aren't they? Why do they take until now to start doing something when they've had all day to do it? These are strappy sandals. I think all of these are for decoration. You wouldn't get a child walking in a pair of those, they'd break their neck. That's for flip-flops. Well, I mean, you wouldn't get a child walk about with crochet flip-flops, they'd break their neck. They're definitely non-walking babies, I think, those. Espadrilles. Oh, please stop whatever you're doing, whoever it is who's doing them. And these are wedge sandals. And that's the end of the book. So it's by searchpress.com, and it's Baby Shoes to Crochet, Fashionable Styles for Little Feet by Lucia Forth. Well, if you follow me on Facebook, I've just put a link to On the Hook's video. She's explaining, much better than I can, the method that she uses for making the little tops, which is the way I do them. I don't have a pattern. I know I irritate people when I don't have a pattern, but this is the way I was taught to crochet, by just taking measurements and going up and doing a basic style. And she does explain, you know, how she does things, and I think she's offering an email service if you don't quite understand what she's talking about. I think she's offering to email you some instructions. But, you know, even if you're a beginner crocheter, I think you should take that leap and design something yourself. Just choose a very, very basic shape. That's how I began to crochet. I began to crochet by learning the stitches first of all, which is quite obvious, isn't it? And then I spread out on the table a sweater that fitted me. A man made, you know, bought sweater. And I crocheted to the size. Just did it very basic, didn't do anything fancy on the sleeves or anything like that. I just did the drop, you know, where you don't shape, just going straight up, and then did the sleeves to go with them. And that was how I did my first garment. And I was about the age of 13, and I thought, this is the way to go. So to be honest, I was quite sort of perplexed when it became more fashionable and all these patterns suddenly appeared. Because I'd read knitting patterns, because I've been knitting from the age of about 5, yeah. And my mum was always on hand to show me what to do when I didn't understand the knit two together, or K2 talk, as I used to call it. And, you know, I picked up all that lingo. But my mum wasn't really a crocheter. She knew how to do basic stitches, but she used to call them short stitch and long stitch, you know, instead of calling them by their real names. She didn't know what their real names were. She just did it like learning it. She couldn't read a pattern or anything like that. She did later on, but at the beginning when she was teaching me when I was a teenager, she didn't know how to read a crochet pattern. And crochet then became fashionable in the 60s. So I was determined I was going to, you know, suss out, you know, my own, because I've always been the kind of person who doesn't want to follow the herd. You may have gathered that by looking at me, listening to me or whatever. So being young, I did not want to go and buy a certain coat from a certain well-known store that everybody else had. If I did have to buy that coat, I would then change the buttons. I would take it to the tailoress and she would do blanket stitch or anything, running stitch, anything around it to make it different. And like people who used to spot me in the street used to say, ah, I have that coat, but why is your coat different to mine? And I'm like, because I customised it. I don't want to look exactly like everybody else walking down the street. My mother used to try and appease me by saying that, you know, anybody who copied me, it was the sincerest form of flattery. Oh, the wind's coming up now. But I didn't see it that way. I mean, now, I've got past all that. Now I don't care if people copy what I'm wearing. I don't care. But when I was younger, I wanted to be so individual. When I was like a teenager, early 20s, I didn't want anybody to have exactly what I was wearing. That's why I used to sew. I mean, I don't sew now. It takes me all the time to sew a button on now. That's why I've never finished the crochet bags, which I keep saying I'm going to do. It's only the linings that need doing, and I just can't get that impetus to start. But anyway, back to what I was talking about, crochet. And I used to spend hours in looking at things in the shops because crochet was the in thing, but it was in these boutique shops which were out of my price range when I was a teenager. I mean, I did get, my mother and father were just getting a little bit more on their feet, so they did have a little bit more money to spend on me when I was a teenager than they did when I was younger. But having said that, we couldn't afford the boutique prices for all this crochet, and there was all these, there was a big thing about suede, things like done in patchwork, and they had, you know, crochet around. You punched holes in the suede, like patchwork squares, punched holes in the suede and you crocheted around them like stringy stuff, and you made these waistcoats and that. And it, like you say, I didn't have a camera, there was no such thing as camera phones, so I used to be trying to sketch things, you know, outside of a shop. I'm sure people must have thought I was some kind of a spy or a shoplifter or something. And I'd be trying to, and I'd go in and sometimes look at them a bit closer, then come outside and amend me sketch a little bit. You know, I mean, I can remember my niece, my older niece, she really wanted this crochet waistcoat that was all the rage when she was a teenager. And I hadn't seen one. I hadn't seen one anywhere. I said, look, just borrow your friends for just an hour, you know, just let me see it. So she did, and I sketched it out and did it all and made her one like it. Obviously, for nothing like the price her friend had bought. I don't know whether her friend was a bit upset by this, but that's the way we did things back in the day, you know. My aunt taught me that when she was sewing. She was a tailoress, but she just had the knack of taking the most basic sewing pattern, and she would kind of like make it couture, you know what I mean? It was like couture on a budget. She would weigh up these expensive dress shops, which there still were, even after the war, there were still expensive dress shops. And she would turn something, you know, a bit of fabric that she could find, and she would turn it into this work of art. She had customers that used to come all over for her customised, you know, things, yeah. So this is the way I kind of grew up. I grew up with, I won't say designing my own things, because I'm rubbish at designing my own things. I'm a very good copyist, I will say this. That I take ideas that I've seen on catwalks. It can be fabric ideas that I see on catwalks, and I transpose them into, you know, what I'm making. And you know, this is how I was, and I try to encourage you all to try that. When I say to you, there isn't a pattern for this, I'm not being annoying. I'm trying to say to you, just think outside the box a little bit. You know, just try. If it's only a baby cardigan you try with it, only a baby top, just, or even a doll top, just try to do something, you know, like your own freestyle. You'll be amazed at what you can achieve. Amazed. And this is why I love that video by Jeannie on the hook. She's encouraging you, like I am, to think and design and just make these basic tops, because if you choose the right kind of yarn, you can make yourself a variety of just very, very basic tops, and they look like $1 million. So that's what I'm on my soapbox about today. Kelly didn't have a very good birthday, I'm sad to say, because she had a tooth taken out. So sorry about that, Kelly. Hope you're feeling better. And I had a phone call from Sue. She's doing very, very well. She's still in the process of decorating. She was thinking of painting her bedroom. So I said, oh, your bedroom? I said, you know, your partner not living in there. She went, well, he doesn't have a say in what colour I'm doing. Nice one, Sue. And so that's about all I've really got to say. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed my new teapot and my little tea cosy. It looks ever so tiny, doesn't it, when it's off? Almost looks like a baby's hand, doesn't it? Except it's got holes inside. Yeah. So I'm going to have fun. I'm going to start crocheting something to fit my teapots now, if I don't get sidetracked into baby booties and shoes. Anyway, watch this space. Hopefully I'll give you another video. Just depends whether I make one tomorrow, whether I've got anything done tonight or not. That's a bird in the background. Sounds like it's in distress, but I'm sure it's not. My little friend is not here in the tree. I don't know where he or she is. None of them are, to be quite honest. There was a whole host of them, and none of them are in the tree. So I don't know where they've all gone, whether they've decided that somebody else's tree is a better venue. I don't know. But notice how quiet it is without them. My chainsaw or whatever it was has stopped, so that's great. So I'm going to go before I get cut off, because it annoys me when I keep getting cut off. So, bye for now. Jan the Urban Gypsy is waving goodbye, and she still hasn't put anything on Etsy yet. But that's another story for another day. Bye now.